guys, here we go, and here is the update on the 66 Chevelle. I've been getting a lot done, and I haven't been able to record the long form very much, so I'm going to go over a lot of things that I have been doing, or me and my dad have been doing, and right now, as you can see, the car is masked up. So, we got all the suspension out of the front here, and we decided to take the time and just kind of clean this up a little bit. So we took a wire wheel to this and took all the old stuff off as best as we can and cleaned up the frame rails here on both sides. And I'm going to shoot it with epoxy, and then I'm going to shoot it with some Raptor liner. I got this fancy lift now to get the car up and out of the way, which has been a back saver and a time saver, huge time saving. So the motor is in. I will go over more stuff that I had to do. I got headers installed. The motor's in. It's got to come back out, but I test fitted the 4L80 transmission. So, but here's where I'm at today as of March 25th. So all of the parts were sandblasted and painted. And this is just a chassis black. It's really dusty from grinding up all those wheel wells. Nuts and bolts are painted. Whole bunch of stuff going on, which is really exciting. So what I'm going to do on the wheel wells right now is I'm going to put epoxy down, and then I'm going to shoot this Raptor liner over. This Raptor liner is just a black. Oh, this one's tintable. I can't use this one. But you can actually drop whatever color you want. Here, I'll set you down. This stuff is actually, this is the tintable one right there. It says tintable. I can't use that one because it's clear. You got to put color in there. But this is just U-Paul Raptor liner. It's like a bed lining material. I wouldn't recommend it for using for a bed liner, but it's going to be great for wheel wells and frames and stuff like that for underneath the chassis. So I had this stuff laying around from another previous job I did, and instead of my dad went to the store to go get some sprayable bed liner and out of a rattle can, and it was like $15 a bottle or $15 a can. So I'm like, you know what, we have this stuff laying around. I got the epoxy. Let's just bag the car up, and I'll just spray all this stuff on, because originally I was going to just roll. Oh, my light's dead? Yeah. I was just going to roll everything on with epoxy, brush it the best I can. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll just spray it. So that's where I'm at right now. But so then I can get the suspension back together and get it back on all fours and get the new spindles installed, get the new, I put new bushings in all of the A-arms, and everything like that, so we can get the brakes installed, and it's going to be downhill from there, guys, because I'm going to take the motor back out, and then once the motor comes back out, I'm going to get a Circle D torque converter, and then we're going to put the shift kit in the transmission, and then that can be bolted back together and forever go in there. But we might clean up the engine bay a little bit. It is in really good shape the way it is, but we're just going to kind of clean it up a little bit, since now we kind of cleaned up the outer wheel wells, so we might do the inners and stuff like that. So, but that's where we are as of today, and I'm going to get this stuff sprayed and then get this back together. So stay tuned and follow and subscribe, and we're going to get some more parts rolling in. Thank you. Alright, so we got the epoxy in the gun right now. We're going to put one coat of epoxy down. I'm using a SodaJet 3000. Sprays very well, one of the best guns that you can purchase, especially, you know, this gun was 15 years old and it still works so well. But anyways, so I do get fully suited up when I do this. Mask, everything, of course. So let's get it on. I am going to keep the air pressure a little bit lower than normal. This is just a wheel liner, so we don't need ultimate smoothness, especially since we're putting bed liner over it. So I'm just going to try to control the air pressure and the overspray a little bit better than I normally would when I'm painting the outside of a car. Alright, I had to move the camera to get up on the top there, but there's the one easy coat, just one coat, and now we're going to let this sit for about an hour, okay? An hour to 2 hours before I put the Raptor liner all over it. Let's go do the other side. Give it a quick blow, and you can tack it off. Get any foreign material off of there. I already degreased this all with the waxy grease remover. So, okay, we're good to go. to get into these nooks and crannies in here, turn the fan pattern down. Instead of it being like this, you can turn the fan pattern down to a cone, and then you can shoot it up in there. Alright, so that's going to wrap this side up now. Got it all nice and coated real well. One coat of epoxy, nice wet coat, coverage coat. And then we can take the Raptor liner in about, I'm going to give it about 2 hours at least. So if anybody else is wondering, the products I used UTEC E250 epoxy. And then it comes with a hardener, and you have to also reduce it. I get this stuff from my paint supplier that I use at work. So he cuts me a deal with smaller products like this, which is nice. But and for those 2 wheel wells, if you're curious on how many ounces or liters I used, let's see here. This cup's going to be hard to read, but the mix ratio was 3:1 to 1. I went up to about here, which is going to be about 10 ounces. 10 to 12 ounces I used. So about 5 to 6 ounces per side. So we can just get the gun cleaned up, and that'll be that. Alright, so we got the 2 coats of Raptor liner. I did not video any of spraying it, but here is what the final product looked like. And it looks really nice. It's nice. I let it dry overnight. It's pretty hard just from sitting for 6-7 hours. And now we can go ahead and get the suspension put back in, and it's going to look really nice.